Okay, friends, subscribers, and all you YouTubers out there. Now, these images are a little bit strange. What you're actually looking at is an actual image of something that was fading out after what I believe was an abduction experience. Now, this experience, I remember a little bit about it, not too much, but as you can see, as the image is getting larger, what I actually captured, I believe, was the creature itself. So yeah, but to you, those who out there that have experienced it, you know what I've gone through. This is not my only one. I have been experiencing it all my life, and I mean all my life, from the time I was a young child. I remember two albino people and with a friend of mine, and I believe that was the first experience that I had. I've had experiences with greys, further experiences with the albino ones that speak English and speak English extremely well. Sometimes I remember the experience, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just remember being actually dragged out of my, not actually dragged out of my bed, I'm actually lifted, would be more the word, like a purplish red haze, almost the identical colour as what you're looking at there. Now, and basically going through, on one experience I remember being dragged through the ceiling. Now, on the other side of the ceiling, I saw what looked to be two fat greys, and I mean fat greys, but they were greys. But they were fat as if they were in gravity all the time, like we do. We get fat, or these are just extremely well-fed ones. And basically there was a bluish type ring on the, as I went through, it was actually placed above the rafters on the ceiling, and there was another one on the roof. And as I went through both, it was if the tin and the timber did not exist. I just went through them. And I remember actually seeing the city lights. I remember yelling for help to my neighbours, but and the strange thing is, my neighbour actually heard me calling and apparently walked over to my house, knocked on my door. There was no one there, so he just assumed it was someone taking a piss. But the thing is, as I went up and up and up and up and up, the city lights became as if I was looking at the city lights, not just from a plane, but as if I was in space, as if I'd been taken all the way in space. Now, and I've asked them, and I've said to them sometimes, please don't knock me out, please let me remember. But that's as much as I remember. After that, yeah, the memory's gone, and I remember just come to and dropped on my bed. They never put the sheets back over you, the bastards. And most of the time you wake up because of the fact that you got nothing on you. But on some occasions I have heard them talk, and their language was English, but some of the sentences, as if they weren't human, the way they were using words, certain words they used in place were like ancient words, and different things, and but they had like words that we would know today, but as if they were used in the ancient days, different things. And yeah, it's hard to explain. But I also have physical proof inside my brain, right between my two frontal lobes, unfortunately, because I still can't get the scan onto the computer. I don't know how to take a picture of an actual scan from the doctor, because in this scan it actually shows you the egg-shaped object. Now, my family have seen this. I've shown some friends this object, and they're quite shocked that it's actually in my brain. It actually sets off metal detectors. And the thing is, it's sort of for years and years and years I've been experiencing these things and never had anything. But this time I sort of remember coming to and sort of seeing the red haze just virtually most probably near the doorway, generally where they drag me to before I get lifted up further. And basically it sort of, yeah, it was just as if it was vanishing, and somehow I managed to capture a photo. I thought the photo was black until I transferred it over to the computer, because I actually had the camera up for something else, and basically it was there, it was ready, and I managed to snap off the shot. But the thing is, it sort of only got the one shot before it was gone, and the thing is, it sort of was quite unbelievable. The experience just to see the picture, it's actually shocking when I've examined it, and you're seeing it the same way I've seen it. I've cropped and resized it to the same size photo each time. I can go further into the thing. When you look further into the image, you see other stuff, but I think that's just the pixelation causing that. But the thing is, the image, you can see it from when it's outside a bit further, and that's why I took the photo. And the thing is, sort of, abductees don't really get the right sort of treatment. Abductees are people that have experienced something that can be quite horrific. Sometimes they can be quite easily. I remember the way my experiences changed one day. I don't know whether they took that I was thinking they were God, but I was like, I've always been told that if you think you're in dramas with the devil, just always praise God, because and so I did that time. And then all of a sudden, from when they were grabbing me and holding me down, my experiences sort of changed to where they were a lot more pleasant thing. But the thing is, I don't actually remember the experience, but I remember it as a pleasant thing. But I've had scoops out of my legs, I've had scoops out of my forehead, I've had the try marks, I've had the triangle scars, and I've still got the triangle, one triangle scar on the bottom of my foot. And yeah, I experienced quite a lot. But the thing is, out there, guys, like, if a person tells you that they're an abductee, don't rip the shit out of them, for God's sake. They've actually could have experienced something quite traumatic. But it's taken a lot for me. It's taken 50 years for me to turn around and actually say, yes, I'm an abductee. But it took this evidence before I've had the courage to come out and say anything. So if you come across an abductee, for God's sake, people, don't harass them. Sit down and talk to them. You might learn something. Because I spin a lot of people out when I talk about the experiences, because... but the thing is, a lot of people believe, some don't. So I'm going to leave it up to you. There's the image that my camera captured. I thought I didn't get it, but somehow I managed to.